What's good, everybody, and welcome back to the Daily Scoop. If you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and stay locked in because today we are talking about a performance that has dancehall fans buzzing. Masicka has officially reached another major milestone. The Jamaican dancehall star stepped onto the stage at the Barclays Center, and from the moment he appeared, it was obvious that this was not going to be an ordinary performance. The crowd was loud, the atmosphere was intense, the production was big, and Masicka looked like an artist who understands exactly where he was in his career. For years, fans have watched Masicka move from being a promising young voice in dancehall to become one of the major artists internationally performing. Now, moments like this are showing why so many people believe he has entered another level of his career. But there is more, because during the night, Masicka brought out a very familiar face, Vanessa Bling, and that surprise appearance added another layer to an already memorable night. So today we are going to break down what happened, why the performance matters, what the crowd reaction tells us about Masicka's current position in dancehall, and why this moment could become an important chapter in his career. Let's get into it. Let's start with the obvious. Getting to perform at a major venue like Barclays Center is not something every Jamaican artist can accomplish. There is a difference between having popular songs and being able to headline a large international venue. When an artist reaches that stage, it means the music has traveled beyond one neighborhood, one city, or even one country. It means people are willing to spend their money, travel, organize themselves, and show up because they want to experience that artist live. And that is what makes Masicka Barclays Center performance significant. This was not simply about one night, it was about the journey. Masicka has spent years building his catalog, developing his sounds, establishing his identity, and creating a fan base that stretches far beyond Jamaica. His music has connected with listeners throughout the Caribbean, North America, Europe, and other parts of the world. So when the lights came on and the crowd started responding, there was a bigger story happening. The audience was essentially witnessing the result of years of work, and that is something we should acknowledge because dancehall has produced many talented artists, but the industry can be extremely difficult. One minute an artist is considered the next big thing, the next minute the conversation has moved somewhere else. Trends change, fans change, social media change, new artists appear, and artists have to constantly prove that they belong. Masicka has managed to stay in the conversation, and now he is standing in one of the biggest venues connected to his career. That is a major achievement. One of the first things people noticed was the way Masicka approached the stage. He did not simply walk out and start performing. There was a build-up, there was anticipation, and the crowd had already reached a high level of excitement before Masicka fully settled into the performance. That matters because when you are performing in a major arena, you have to understand how to control thousands of people at once. The opening moment can determine the mood for the entire show. Masicka understood that. The entrance created anticipation, and once he came forward, the audience immediately responded. You could see people holding up their phones, you could hear the crowd getting louder, and you could feel that this was an audience that came prepared to support him. That is something artists dream about. You don't want to be the only person excited about your performance. You want the audience to give that energy back, and Masicka was getting it. Now, let's talk about the audience because sometimes the crowd becomes part of the entertainment, and that happened here. People were singing along, dancing, recording, shouting, waving their hands, and responding to Masicka command. At several points, the artist encouraged people to raise their phones and create a sea of light across the venue. That visual alone showed how many people were participating. Imagine looking out from the stage and seeing thousands of lights from the audience. That is the type of moment that stay with an artist. And it is also tells us something about the relationship between Masicka and his fans. They were not simply watching, they were involved. That distinction is important. A successful live performer needs to turn a concert into an experience. Masicka was doing exactly that. He was not treating the crowd like spectators, he was treating them like participants. And then we got another major moment. Vanessa Bling appeared on the stage. Now, anybody familiar with Jamaican music know Vanessa Bling has her own history and her own fan base. So when she joined Masicka, the atmosphere changed again. The collaboration between two recognizable Jamaican voices gave the audience something they were not necessarily expecting. And surprise appearances are powerful during concert. You know why? Because fans can listen to an artist's record music whenever they want, but they cannot recreate the feeling of seeing an unexpected guest walk onto the stage in front of thousands of people. That's what makes live entertainment special. You never know exactly what is going to happen, and Masicka using Vanessa Bling as a part of the experience gave the concert another memorable moment. It also showed that the performance was not simply about Masicka standing in one place and going through a playlist. There was an effort to create different moments throughout the night. Another thing worth discussing is Masicka's stage presence. Masicka has developed a performance style that combines confidence, movement, audience interaction, and musical transition. And at the Barclays Center, he had to take that approach to another level. A small club and a major arena are two completely different environments. In a small venue, the artist can see almost everybody. In an arena, thousands of people can be sitting far away from the stage. That means the performer has to be exaggerated certain aspect of the show. The gesture have to be bigger, the communication has to be clearer, the production has to be stronger, and the artist has to maintain momentum. Masicka managed to keep the audience engaged. There were moments of high energy, moments where the crowd became the focus, and moments where the atmosphere became more reflective. That variety is important because if every minute of a concert has exactly the same energy, people eventually become tired. A good show has peaks and valleys. Masicka performance had those changes. One part of the show that deserved attention was the more emotional and inspirational atmosphere. At different points, Masicka encouraged the audience to participate with their phone lights and created moments that felt bigger than simpler dancehall concert. That is another sign of how artists are evolving. Dancehall concerts are no longer just about playing the biggest song back to back. Artists increasingly want their show to communicate something. They want the audience to feel connected to the person behind the music, and when thousands of people participate in a shared moment, it can become one of the most memorable parts of the entire night. Masicka appeared to understand that. He allowed the audience to breathe, he allowed them to participate, and then he brought the energy back up. That balance is what makes a live show work. Another major part of the conversation surrounding Masicka right now is his Forever Rain era. The project represents another stage in the artist's career and gives fans a broader picture of where Masicka is creatively. For an artist to headline a venue like Barclays Center while also having a major project associated with his current era is significant. It means the concert is not only celebrating the past, it is also introducing fans to the present version of the artist. Masicka has gone through different phases in his career. There was the young artist trying to establish himself, then came the breakthrough, then international recognition, and now we are seeing an artist who is being judged on his ability to headline major venues and maintain relevance at the highest level. That's a different challenge, and the Barclays Center performance suggests that Masicka is embracing that challenge. So there you have it, my people. Masicka has given fans another major moment with his Barclays Center performance. From the dramatic entrance to the crowd interaction, from the phone-like moments, the surprise appearance of Vanessa Bling, the night had plenty for fans to talk about. And whether you are a supporter of Masicka, Vybz Kartel, Popcorn, Alkaline, Skillibeng, or another artist completely, one thing is difficult to deny. Jamaica dancehall continues to produce artists capable of reaching international audience. Masicka Journey is another example of that. And with the Forever Rain era continuing to develop, the next chapter could be even more interesting. Now, I want to hear from you. What did you think about Masicka Barclays Center performance? Did he prove that he is ready to headline even bigger international venues? What did you think about Vanessa Bling joining him on stage? And where would you rank Masicka among the major dancehall artists of this generation? Drop your opinion in the comments. And remember, keep the discussion respectful. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe to the Daily Scoop, turn on the notification bell, and share this video with somebody who follows Jamaican dancehall. Big up Masicka, big up Vanessa Bling, big up the fans who came out to support, and big up Jamaican music. Until the next one, stay safe, stay informed, and keep your eyes on the Daily Scoop.